Hey guys, I want to introduce you to Modern Fertility. We're supposed to go to the OBGYN once a year for our annual checkups, but checking in with our fertility isn't usually a thing until we're ready for kids. So that's why Modern Fertility was created. It's an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. You'll get insight into your hormone levels, your ovarian reserve, which is how many eggs you have compared to other women your age, and other important fertility factors. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also download the results to review with your doctors for next steps. Traditional testing can cost over $1,000, but Modern Fertility gets you the same info at a fraction of the price. And if you go to modernfertility.com/unfazed, you can get $20 off your test. Also, if you have an HSA or FSA, you can put those dollars toward Modern Fertility. If you want kids today or maybe one day in the future, clinically sound info about your body can help you make the decision that's right for you. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/unfazed. That means your test will cost $179 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/unfazed. modernfertility.com/unfazed.
Hey girls, welcome back. Here we are.
Okay, so we're having a little bedtime moment because it is so hot in Georgia and both of the kids are here. My husband's watching them while we record and we need a quiet room. And honestly, I don't have an office room, so we're just making it do what it do. So welcome back. I'm so sorry, y'all, that I have not been on the podcast for a few weeks. To be honest, I have not left the state of Georgia in 7 years. So I went on a parents' getaway with Gavin. It's my feet dangling in the back for me. So I went on a parents' getaway with Gavin. We went to New York City and then we went to Atlantic City. So, I really needed to enjoy that. We both did. We deserved that. And then after that, what happened? What was going on? Oh, I think I had just gotten back or something. I don't really know. But anyways, it was definitely not for a crazy reason. It's just the fact that, I was out here doing things.
Okay, but I want to hear about the experiences, bitch, because I've never been to New York, so...
this is the first time I went to New York. Honestly, we had a blast. I would say it was a 100 out of 10. There's so much to do. Y'all know I love to shop. So there was so much shopping to do. The stores and they're huge. There's so much more inside the store, different clothing, way more clothing. I can't really even explain it other than the fact there was so much shit to do. We didn't even know what to do. We didn't even know where to begin when we woke up. So, we really did have a blast. I mean, we even went to, what the fuck is it called? Times Square, and we watched a movie. I think it was called Top Gun or something like that. It was a really amazing movie. Honestly, it was really, really good. And honestly, we just relaxed. We didn't really have any plans. We just went there, and kind of let life tell us what to do. I mean, the food is amazing.
What did you eat?
We went to this place called, what was it called? This was my favorite place. Something Meats. Great Meats or something like that. I don't really know. Anyways, I got a salmon. Okay. And I know what you're thinking. Salmon, really? But I love fish. So
salmon's good as fuck.
I got salmon with these roasted potatoes and bitch, it was the best salmon and roasted potatoes I've ever had in my life. I don't know what the fuck it was, girl. But when they brought it out, I literally took a bite and I looked at Gavin and I was like, what the fuck is in this crack? I mean, it was so good. And it was over, it almost tasted like potato salad, but 20 million times better. The salmon was over this potato salad stuff. And it was about $400 per meal, but we loved that. It was so worth it because it was so fucking good. And I am on day 4 of food poisoning and I have no idea if it's because going to New York and eating such good food and then coming home. I don't really know. But I can tell you it fucking sucks. I literally thought food poisoning lasted for 48 hours and I'm on day fucking 4 and I feel the exact same. I might not be shitting and throwing up like every fucking second of every day like I was the first couple of days, but like I'm still not with it. I'm not in the game, okay?
I didn't know food poisoning lasted that long either. I thought it was like 48 hours. Anytime I've ever had it, it's been short lived like that. It's crazy.
It's weird though because Gavin had it too, and I swear it lasted like 7 days. Like it lasted like a whole week, which
That's
was
horrible.
yeah. And so I'm just like going through the motions, but also like, okay, so New York was amazing. We stayed in New York for 4 days, and then we went to Atlantic City. So we were talking, and we were like, honestly, like, will we go back to New York? Abso-fucking-lutely. But will we go back to Atlantic City? Probably not. Just because like, I guess because we were in New York and there was so much to do, and then we get to Atlantic City, and like in Atlantic City, I just felt like there wasn't really much to do other than gamble. And so we did that twice. We actually went to a comedy show, which was super cool and it was interesting. I had never been to a comedy show. I will say that it was much needed because, to be honest, like when I think about it, like we really do this parenting shit. Like we really don't have help, if that makes sense. Like a lot of people have kids and like they have help like every which way, and like we really don't. Like my mom gets the kids for us sometimes. My mom will offer to get the kids and she will keep them anytime. But obviously, like I don't want her to keep the kids all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like we love our kids and we're grateful that we can spend day in and day out with them. But like, so I guess we just really needed this because we have not been on a date, just the two of us, in so long. So like a whole like parents getaway was like, it was honestly amazing. Like I'm glad that we did that. And obviously like my mom kept the kids for us. And so that made it easier to go on such a long trip too, because like we know that they were safe and they were happy. I think that they had more fun than we did, to be honest, because the kids love my mom. They love going to Glee's. And so we just needed that time. And I'm glad that we did that. I will say that on the trip, I had a few anxiety attacks, and I'm talking about like full blown panic attacks. And if you don't know, I did come off of my medication. And it's been a process for sure, because I think when you're on an antidepressant for so long, especially an antidepressant as strong as Effexor, when you're on something so long, I think I was on it for like 2 years I was on it for 2 years. Then before that, I was like on and off for like a year. So about 3 years I've been on this. And so like coming off, like I have stronger emotions. Like I'm having to face my emotions head on and just kind of understand like who I am and what my emotions are, because obviously, you know, in the past I was always in addiction. So if it wasn't drugs or alcohol, I was always on like a certain antidepressant and then Effexor. So I haven't had the time to like deal with who I am and what my emotions are in my adulthood, if that makes sense. And so like, you know, it was an option for me to possibly either get back on it because I was having such bad panic attacks while I was away, or get on something new. And so I actually went to my doctor. It was like an emergency doctor's appointment. And the first time they were like, we want you back on Effexor. So I tried to take it. The first day I took it, fucking hated it because y'all, I've been off of it for like 5 weeks, and then I took it again until my body was like, what the fuck? I didn't like it. And, you know, then they put me on Wellbutrin, and then I got sick and I was like, I'm not fucking doing this. And so now I'm just like totally antidepressant free. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's like cute and gorgeous every single day, because it's not. Like it is super, super hard to get used to your emotions after not really having to feel them for so long. But ever since we've been home, like I really haven't had anxiety like that. I think it was the fact that I haven't left the state in 7 years. Being away from the kids for the first time. There was a lot of things that were playing into why I was having anxiety. Also, you know, being around so many people, like I don't think I've ever seen so many people in one place my whole life. So it was like very overwhelming. So I will say that there's been a lot going on with, you know, the anxiety, the mental health situation, trying to get back into life after coming off of antidepressants. I feel like I'm rambling, but like I'm trying my best to explain this. So I'm hoping that it's coming across in a certain way. But yeah, so, you know, me and Cam had a conversation the other day, and he was like, you know, the podcast, like they're getting mad because you haven't been on it. But like, y'all, I love y'all very, very much. But like I needed to go on this vacation. Like I really did. I have not taken a vacation in so long. Like I've literally been nothing but a mom day in and day out, working day in and day out. Like I work Monday through Sunday. Like I really don't get days off. So this was honestly much needed. So not only am I a stay-at-home mom, but like I also work from home. So like it's a constant thing every single day. So like I really did need this. And
Yeah, it was time to break the routine. You need to see something new. But that's like you deserve that. Like honestly, you have to switch up the routine. You have like you're here all the time. You see the same things. Y'all come home and like it's the same thing every day. So it was time to change the pace, see something new, have some experiences because now I'm sure you made a lot of like core memories.
yeah.
And now you probably feel refreshed and you're like, okay, shit, now I have something to talk about and like I don't know, something to look forward to again.
Yeah. And then in a few weeks, we're taking the kids to the beach because that was another thing that I was having a hard time with. I was like, I feel bad. Why is it that parents have this like parent guilt? I don't know what it is. And moms, especially, like I always feel guilty about things. Like I can leave to go to the tanning bed and I am like worried about rushing to get back because I don't want to miss out on time with the kids. Like it's a serious thing. Like I'm a little bit obsessive with it. But I can't help it. Like I just always feel guilty. So like, we are taking the kids to the beach in a few weeks, so I'm super excited about that. So we do have a lot of fun things planned this summer, and we have a lot going on. So I was thinking about this. So I've been seeing on TikTok a lot of people downing creators and stuff like that, saying like, "Oh my gosh, it's not a real job," and all these things. And I was doing my hair this morning or something. And I was thinking, I was like, honestly, I don't know how people can honestly think it's not a real job because I don't ever get a fucking break. Like if I'm sick, like I've had food poisoning for 4 days. I've had deals that I have no choice but to do. So like for example, we have to do it no matter what if we're sick or not. Like that's just we have to. But like if I had like a regular job, I could be like, hey, I can't come in today because I have food poisoning.
Right.
But people really think this shit is not a job. Like we work Monday through Sunday. Like I'm telling you, for the past 6 months, it feels like I don't even have a weekend. Like I'm dead fucking ass. Like, and then when I had the kids, because, you know, I took Greeley out of daycare, she starts a new daycare on Monday. So I've had the kids. And so in order for me to like get, you know, jobs done, I have to make sure that the kids are sleeping. And like, sometimes I feel like I'm having to like rush through them because I have to hurry before the kids wake up. Otherwise they won't get done. So like, I feel like I never get a break. And so people like,
it definitely
that.
No, social media is a job. I do hear a lot of people say shit like that too, and it's actually irritating, especially like when family and stuff doesn't even think of it as a real job, but it's like, bitch, I'm working all the time. But that's what honestly, like people say, like, you know, I work for myself now, and a lot of people think that it's just so much easier, but honestly, like doing social media and working on the internet, it is true. Like you're doing it all day. Like you might trade your 9 to 5 in, but now you're going to be working 24/7, or you might not be like necessarily doing like labor, you know, like people are like, oh yeah, you're not really working, but your mind is constantly on go. Your mind is constantly thinking like ideas, the future, creating, like, what am I going to say? You know? So, and then you got to do ads, you know, there's a lot to do. So, it's definitely a real job.
I have realized though that like, I used to think that being on my medicine made things more manageable for me, but I really don't think so. I think that like I just cried through a lot of shit on my medicine, if that makes sense. Like I remember one time we were doing a podcast and both of the kids were like crying, and like I knew that I had a mental breakdown because I was sitting here thinking like people are going to be so fucking mad. But in reality, like my husband works. So like, and Greenlee wasn't in daycare at that point. So like I had to get work done while the kids were at the house. So like people just don't understand, like it really is it's a full-time job. And I just wish people would like give us more grace sometimes, because honestly, sometimes I get my feelings hurt when people like think that I don't take things serious, because sometimes I obsess over the fact that like I'm not doing enough or I'm not trying hard enough. But at the same time, like I have 2 little babies that I'm raising. So like it's fucking hard, you know? And so I'm grateful for this podcast. I just hope people know that like I'm trying, bitch. I really am, y'all. But anyways, other than that, what's new with you, friend?
Actually, let's go on a break and then I'll update the girls when we come back. So girls, 1 second.
Hey guys, I want to introduce you to Modern Fertility. Knowledge is power, and when you know more, you can make better decisions for your body, your health, and your future. There aren't many decisions bigger than having a kid, but for many women, their fertility is a big question mark, which honestly hurts my heart even thinking about it. That's why I really do love that things like Modern Fertility are made. So The reason why Modern Fertility was created is to make an easy and affordable way to test your fertility hormones at home with a simple finger prick. Mail it in with a prepaid label and you'll get your personalized results within 10 days. You'll get insight into your hormone levels, your ovarian reserve, and other important fertility factors. The results go deep into what every hormone means, and you can also download the results to review with your doctor for next steps. Traditional testing can cost over $1,000, but Modern Fertility gets you the same info at a fraction of the price. And if you go to modernfertility.com/unfazed, get $20 off your test. Also, if you have an HSA or FSA, you can put those dollars toward Modern Fertility. If you want kids today or maybe one day in the future, clinically sound info about your body can help make the decision that's right for you. Right now, Modern Fertility is offering our listeners $20 off the test when you go to modernfertility.com/unfazed. That means your test will cost $179 instead of the hundreds or thousands it could cost at a doctor's office. Get $20 off your fertility test when you go to modernfertility.com/unfazed. modernfertility.com/unfazed.
Okay, girls. So, what's new with me today? I just had laser hair removal. I had my second round, and you can't really.
I didn't know that was the appointment you were talking about.
Yeah, girl. So they was zapping my face, and my face is a little bit on fire right now. It is.
Your face.
It's tingling. But she's gonna be a bald and beautiful princess. So that is, a beautiful thought in my brain. Also, going back to talking about salmon. So I saw
you ate that.
Yeah, so I was supposed to update you girls last week, but it slipped my mind. So I have been allergic to fish since 2015. So I had a bone marrow transplant in November 2014, and they told me that I could potentially develop new allergens and like my hair texture could grow back differently because of the new bone marrow. It was like from a donor. So like now I have, I'm basically a baby. Now I'm technically like 6 years old right now. My whole immune system is brand new. Anyways, so initially I didn't like develop a fish allergen yet, but then fast forward like months after they released me and sent me home and told me I could eat whatever again. I used to love Subway tuna. Now I don't go to Subway anymore. Oh my God, no ma'am. But back in the day, I would go to Subway all the time and I loved their tuna sandwiches. So anyways, I had a tuna sandwich one day and then I got really sick, really bad food poisoning. And I was just like out of it for a whole day. I was like feeling delirious and like lightheaded and like faint. So I was like, okay, maybe it was just bad tuna. A week later, I went to another Subway and same thing happened, but a little worse. Okay, so I said, fuck it. I'm not eating Subway anymore, period. So then I got like tuna in the can, same fucking thing. So then I was like, bitch, you can't have tuna. Fast forward months down the road, I had fish sticks. I got so fucking sick. Literally, I was puking. I was shitting water out of my ass. For 24
That's been me for 4 days, girl.
Girl, it was horrendous, but it was just like I could not stop throwing up. Like every 10 to 20 minutes I was throwing up, and it was like acid, and like it was so, I'm so sorry for the TMI, but I literally lost like 10 pounds. And so after that I was like, okay, I can't have fish. And from then on out, I'd never had fish. And then I remember like a year and a half ago, we went to Longhorn and I tried shrimp for the first time in years. And I didn't react. So I was like, okay, period. Maybe it's just fish. And then I started trying more things. I started trying like calamari and like crab, and none of those things affected me, but I was still so scared to try fish. And a few weeks ago, my brother had made salmon, and I just took like a corner piece. I was like, let me just, see if I can if I get sick at all. And I didn't. So then I was like, oh fuck, I want to try salmon. So anyways, needless to say, I tried salmon for the first time in like 5-something years the other day, and I'm very glad I didn't react, but I was very disappointed with that salmon because
How is it that you were once allergic though and now you're not?
I didn't have like major allergies. Like I wouldn't like my throat wasn't closing up. Like I didn't require an EpiPen, thank God. I probably wouldn't have tried fish ever again if that was the case. But it was just like major food poisoning. So I don't know. I think it'd be a little too coincidental for me to experience like 6 times in a row food poisoning from fish, especially since I got a reaction from like tuna out of a can. So I don't know. I talked to my doctor about it and they were like, yeah, you very well could have developed a food allergy, but I never really had that confirmed with like testing. But not all like allergens are like your stereotypical, like your throat is closing up and like, like some of it is like food poisoning. And so it was just like extreme food poisoning every time I ingested shellfish. And so I guess that's not a thing anymore. So I'm willing to try more fish in the next few weeks. But I am a little scared to.
I will say though that salmon is super hard to cook because like I've been to a lot of restaurants and ate salmon and like I was not impressed. When I went to New York, bitch, and I ate that salmon, I could not believe what I was putting in my mouth. I'm telling you, it was cooked right, seasoned right. I don't know what the fuck happened. And honestly, like I will not ever eat salmon that doesn't taste good. As a matter of fucking fact, if I go and eat a salmon that tastes like shit, I will just simply fucking decline because
I will simply decline.
It was so good. It was so good, girl. Oh my gosh. I wish I could pull up a picture and show them on the screen. Holy shit, it was so good.
Oh.
Like, no, yeah. And then we went to Atlantic City and from eating this good ass salmon, and Gavin got fucking steak everywhere we went. And it honestly looked good. And as you may or may not know, like I am eating meat again. Like,
oh,
yeah, like I don't care anymore. Like
that's news to me, bitch.
Yeah. So for some reason, ever since I came off the medicine, like I'm just not really obsessing about what I eat anymore. And I really think that medicine had a lot to do with like obsessing about my weight and shit like that, which is super weird because it's supposed to help with like bulimia, but I never had bulimia. So I always struggled with like an eating disorder, but it was never bulimia. It was always just like not eating enough or whatever. So I think it was making my thoughts worse, to be honest. But like with Effexor, you have to eat or like you will get fucking sick. But like I was just, the obsession was insane. So anyway, yeah, I am eating meat. So like his fucking steak looked so good. I was like, maybe I'll just try a piece, but I never did. But after New York, we went to Atlantic City and I got a salmon and I was like, fuck this. It tastes like dog shit. Like nothing compares. Oh, and when we got to Atlantic City, we went to this fucking place and it was like a Chinese food place. And I was so excited because, I love me some fried rice, right? Mm-hmm. I go in there, ate one bite and I simply declined. I had to decline. I had to leave because I'm not fucking kidding. Cam, I am not a picky eater. I'm not a picky eater. Not. But this was the worst.
You had to simply decline?
No, it was the worst fucking shit I ever put in my mouth. I was so fucking mad because I hadn't eaten all day. We've been driving. I get there and I was starving. Gavin was like, is it good? And at first I was like, because I was being a brat because I was so hungry. So I didn't want to be like a brat and then be like, oh, this tastes like dog shit. But like, no, it really did. So like I was already moody because I was hungry. And he was like, all right, let's just get you something to eat. So I was like, And it was so fucking bad. So he got some like wontons or some shit, I think. And so he gets them and I was like, is it good? And he was like,
So both of y'all's food was disgusting.
And then for about 5 minutes, we just sat there in silence and we both go, what the fuck is this? It was terrible. It was so bad. We just didn't want to break the news to each other because we were already fucking hangry. Mm-hmm. So could you imagine spending $100 on food that was trash and then still being starving and then just being pissed off at that point and just not eating nothing? So you just go in starvation mode for the rest of the day. We were living life on the edge, okay? So we end up, the dude comes back, he's like, how was everything? And I wanted to say fucking trash, but I was like, everything was very good.
Ex-servers be like, it was scrumptious.
I know, because you don't want to be rude because it's not the server's fault. But literally the rice tasted like they cooked it in like a bonfire. Like,
the fuck, Tasia? A goddamn bonfire?
It was so fucking. It was. The rice, it wasn't burnt, but like
it was smokiness to it.
The taste was just. It's something out of a movie. Like, I can't explain it. So anyways, I said, so we ended up paying and leaving. I wish I would have got a picture of the place because it was fucking garbage. It was so bad. The new people that were coming in, I wanted to tell them so badly, don't do it.
Ryan.
Just don't do it. Your whole day's going to be ruined. So Other than that, yet no food compares to New York, and I've starved ever since, to be honest with you, because nothing tastes good. The food there is insane. And like, honestly, before we got there, people were like, oh, you're not going to like New York. Like, you're going to get bored of all these things. I'm like, bitch, where? Like, I love it because people mind their own fucking business. For some reason, I've never met a person that can mind their own business. But when I went to New York, I was meeting so many amazing people. And by amazing people, I mean people that just don't look my way. We love that. We love that. So we were literally walking down the street, and I literally told Gavin, I said, have you noticed that nobody gives a fuck here? He said, I know, I love it. Like, people are not going to look at you. I could literally be shitting in the street. People are not going to care.
I've seen so many videos like that where people like scream and no one even fucking bats an eye.
No, I saw a girl like when we first got there, she was off some shit. I'm telling you. She had her whole titties out playing with them, like juggling with them. I'm not kidding. And in my head, I just kept thinking, so Greenlee's very aware of things. And so like when I'm in the shower, you know, obviously when you have kids, they don't give you have no privacy, bitch. So she'll come in there and she'll be like, mommy boobies, and start laughing. So I just was thinking, if we would have brought the kids here and Greenlee would have saw that, Greenlee would have started busting out laughing, talking about boobies. So when I saw that, that's what I was thinking about. And then a couple of days later, I saw a whole guy with his dick out. And Gavin was like, did you just see that? I said, unfortunately. Like, what's going on? And so I texted my manager. I texted Brendan. I said, Brendan, I just want to ask you one question. Is it not illegal here to just show everything? Because I'm confused. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see dick balls and assholes and boot. Like, I just don't. I'm sorry. And he was like, honestly, it's a whole new world here, but like, people just don't care.
That's crazy.
It was scaring me.
Okay, but I think that's like just in cities, period, because I went to Atlanta a few weeks ago and somebody was literally pissing in a bus stop, cock out, pissing. And I was like, are you kidding me? And all my friends just walked past like.
And then we got on we went on the train in New York. I think it's called something else, but I can't remember. No, I think it is a train, whatever.
Like a subway?
Yeah. And there, you see so many different people, and honestly, there's some things that I saw that were just kind of like depressing and sad. So like we were on the train and we were all smushed in there, and there was like a pimp and a prostitute, and you could just tell, you know what I'm saying? Like you just knew. And it was just sad. Like the guy was like dressed up semi nice, and she just looked completely like
out of it,
just fucked. Like I'm talking about like barely had any clothes on. She was drinking a White Claw, and like just it was honestly just like crazy. Like I've seen some crazy shit there, but I do think that every city is like that. And you know, people shit on the trains and shit like that. It's just fucking crazy. But I will say it was an experience, and I love it, and I love that people mind their own fucking business.
I wish that energy would trickle down here to Atlanta, because I swear everyone's breaking their neck and up everybody's fucking ass.
It's the Southern hospitality.
I hate that. I can't. No, that is so tea. It's a Southern thing, because even like old Southern fucking bitches, like that's all they want to do is sit around and gossip. Like I love my Mimi, don't get me wrong, but like she'd be asking questions about all my friends and like wanting to know all their juice and all their tea and drama. And I'm like, Mimi, that's none of your fucking business. Like I don't have to update you on like everybody's lives. Like I don't like, what's the point? Because then like I'll catch glimpses of like her talking about me to somebody, and she'll be like whispering to like, I guess her mother, my great grandmother. And I'm like, damn, y'all love to gossip. Like, yeah. Fuck, it really is a Southern thing. Like,
it's just, it was definitely different. I will say that. Like I've never, I guess because, you know, we live in Georgia. So like we're used to people being like very nosy and like shit like that. And when we first got there, Gavin was nervous because he was like, he was worried that people were going to like stare at me and shit, you know, because you know how people are. People are just weird. And I mean, in Georgia, that's how people are. You can't even go to a gas station. And so he was like, and honestly, like nobody has looked your way. Like everybody just minds their own business, and they fucking do. And then I got back to Georgia. We went to Mexican the other night. And this is the first time this ever happened to me. So like, we're just not really the jealous type. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know my husband's hot and he knows I'm a beauty queen. So like, it just is what it is. Like, we're not jealous people, but there comes to a point where people are fucking disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, what happened?
So we were at Mexican and we were eating. And for some reason, every time I turned, I kept seeing this like lady look our way. And so sometimes like you never really know if like they are about to come up, if like they say, oh, are you on TikTok or something like that. So sometimes like I don't really pay too much attention.
Yeah.
So I turned back around and like it just kept on happening. And Gavin was eating and I noticed this lady and she was with her fucking husband and her kids and their friends and their husbands and their kids. She was staring at Gavin so much that I caught her looking over and she caught my eye. And I looked at Gavin, I said, have you noticed that lady, mind you, she's like probably 10 years older than Gavin. Gavin's 5 years older than me. So I said, have you noticed that lady keeps looking over here? He said, yeah, isn't that weird? I was like, it's very weird. It's weird that she keeps doing it. And then she caught me because I felt like somebody was watching. Like I always feel like somebody's watching me. So I turned around and I caught her eye and I said, I've never, I'm not on a Fexer. So like, I don't hold my tongue. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not brushing things off anymore, if you will. So I was like, part of me just wants to get up over there and go tap her on the shoulder or tap her husband on the shoulder, like, hey, how are you? Yeah. I know that you're married, but your wife here, Ditzy Dana, she keeps looking over here. So what's going on? But the disrespect. And then we had a conversation in the car and he was like, I've like, people have done that to you before. And like, I just have to like brush it off. I said, yeah, but the difference is like, she literally caught my eye. Like she was a fucking turkey neck, breaking her fucking neck. Like, yeah,
at least she didn't like approach y'all though.
Well, I mean, I know he's fine. Thank you. But yeah, other than that, that made me very appreciative for New York because people just mind their business.
Right.
It's disturbing when you're out in public with your family and your kids and you feel like Deborah is staring at you. I can't even eat my cheese dip because I feel like you're in my throat right now. So like, what the fuck?
Back the fuck up, bitch.
But yeah, we love New York.
I want to go. I really do.
You'd have a blast. Just want to let everybody know that if y'all are not from New York and you want to go, have some money up, girl. Let me tell you something. You're going to want to spin a bag. I blow a bag today. Hey, I'm serious because there's so much to do and like so many stores and stuff. And we love options.
I would go into bankruptcy. So I probably shouldn't go.
They also like, maybe it just seemed like it, but I really don't think so. They like Nike and like Lululemon and like Gucci and stuff like that. Obviously, like we have that in Atlanta, but they had shit that like Georgia didn't have, like more exclusive shit.
Exclusive top.
Yeah, and they had more of like their Nike outlet was like fucking 6 floors. Like there's just so much to do. So did we need to go into Nike and Lululemon when we have that here? Maybe not, but we did, and we had to spin it back. And then we went to Gucci. We did. We had to, girl. I said, let's just go in here and just take a little look. Walk out a couple thousand later, but it's all about the experience. And the kids got some little outfits. We got some shoes, and we're living for that. So I just want to say that just have a little bit of money, girl. I will definitely be visiting again. I really want to go during Christmas time.
Oh my God. No, that's when I would go.
That's like the best time to go.
All the fucking Christmas trees and shit, bitch. I would be so happy. I would be fa la 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 la.
Yeah, no, I really want to go during Christmas time.
Totally irrelevant to the rest of the episode, but me and a friend were having a conversation the other day, and this is just kind of like been something that I've been curious about, and like I've had my I don't know, it's kind of unsettling. So y'all remember Lohanthony, right? Lohanthony's video Other We. Okay, so like what happened? There's so many question marks, and like I know like obviously people's privacy is very important, and it's like it's really, at the end of the day, it's really nobody's business. I'm just like genuinely concerned for his well-being. Like, I don't, like, there's not a lot of information out there. And like, honestly, some of his besties, like, there's so many people out there who like were like really close with him, like made content with him regularly, and they have not spoken about it at all. And like, it just like genuinely is concerning, and it's just like so weird if you think about it, because this person like
was like huge internet star and was like funny and
right, and like out very like unapologetically himself,
yeah,
and was just so sure, and like of who they were. You know, at least that's how he was perceived.
Yeah.
And then now he suddenly
disappears, and then like the stuff that
now that he's posted, it's like all like godly, which is fine. Like gays can be godly,
Yeah.
but now he's like not gay, and like this like his demeanor and the few times that you have seen him, it's like unsettling, honestly.
like it feels like something is like
something
wrong.
like something traumatic happened, and like I want to know, like there's people who have talked about it, but I don't think there's like been enough like awareness on it. Like, it's just like such a weird situation. I hope that like he's okay, but like
It's honestly, it's crazy. I feel like sometimes like when I look back on like how I used to feel on Vine, remember when we first got friends and I was like, I will never be on the internet again.
yeah.
Like, I can't imagine being so traumatized by the internet that like, I guess I shame the person that I used to be. And maybe I did do that. I don't really remember though. But like, I feel like that's been happening to a lot of people that have been on the internet for so long, like the OGs of YouTube and Instagram and all these things. Like it's getting to be too much to them. And so they're just leaving in silence, kind of like even Jenna Marbles. Like she posted a YouTube video and then like said that she wouldn't be back. And in the video that she posted, it honestly looked like she was just like completely and utterly traumatized by like what people were saying to her. Because I think that there were some videos that had surfaced and maybe she had said like inappropriate words and like people just were not letting her move forward from that. And so it's kind of like sad, I guess, to think that people are so scared of so traumatized by the internet, maybe.
Yeah, but a lot of people, they do leave the internet and they just like, or they just stop making it a priority to like be a quote unquote influencer or creator, but they still like, you know, they'll occasionally have their update posts, which honestly, like no one owes anybody any of that anyways, but like, you know, generally speaking, like there's been hundreds of people who left the internet and left that space, and that's totally fine. Like people move on, they have different aspirations, but like this particular case, like he literally made a 180 with who he was, and like he just doesn't seem himself anymore. Like, you know, like some people they leave the internet, but
like
they're still
like the captions and stuff like that. It seems a
like
little
the whole Instagram, like it has like 3 like godly posts, which again, there's nothing wrong with like being godly or being Christian or whatever. But to like now be like anti-gay and like it just really seems like something extremely traumatic happened, and I don't want to like be insensitive and seem like I'm like
trying to pry into
like, you know, somebody's trauma. I just want to make sure this kid is okay, because like shit, like it's just like such a like if you every bit of information that you can find out there, it's just like unsettling. It's just like there's so much up in the air, and like, you know, I've heard that like he's said about like how his past like traumatized him, and he felt like that's what made him gay, and then his gayness like made him addicted to fame and drugs and XYZ. But like, I don't know. It's just unsettling, honestly.
It's crazy.
Cause like, I mean, not to like, obviously I don't know the kid like that. And like, you know, we have different lives, different stories. Everybody's life is completely different. But like, I've told the podcast, like when I was 14, I was taken advantage by an older man, like a much older man, like almost like late 40s. That's not what made me gay though. Like I knew I was gay from way earlier on. And so I don't know, like the whole conversion therapy, like I don't know if that's what happened, but like that's such a scary thing to think about. And he just is like, seems like a completely different person. It's just like,
it's crazy and it's scary. And it's happened. I feel like that's happened to a lot of people on the internet. I can't remember who, but I feel like there was something like kind of like that happened like when I was younger, like in elementary school or something, when like MySpace days were like a thing.
Oh my God, MySpace. I wish we could go back to MySpace, girls. Y'all remember MySpace?
I used to, like, when I was younger, my mom did not allow me to have a MySpace. Obviously, I had one anyways.
Oh, period, yeah.
And I used to love fucking MySpace. I loved the little audio that you could put on your page when people were to click your page.
Yes. And like the fucking text from the sky.
Yeah, I thought my MySpace page was better than everyone's, and my music was top tier.
Oh my God, no, our profiles.
You couldn't compare to my profile.
Bitch, literally. Okay, can we talk about MySpace? Because y'all, that was such an era. Do you remember some of your names? Like you posted on there, like
I don't know. I wish I remembered my name. I know it was like a name that nobody could find because I wasn't supposed to have it.
I was so obsessed with MySpace, and this is so embarrassing. I remember one name I had on there was two stepping on these bitches.
That's so you. That's so some shit you would say now.
Why was that my fucking name? But see, the thing is I would say something like that ironically now. It wasn't ironic back then.
Yeah, you were being dead
I was being dead ass. I went by Dub C. Like, girl.
Stop. Okay, so I was obsessed with MySpace, and I don't know if anybody remembers this, but I used to love that little avatar game, Mies. It was super popular, and like people would like talk inappropriate on there, and I remember being like 8 years old, like, yeah, fuck everybody. I'm a bad bitch. Like, I'm getting on here and I'm like talking like with people that are like 30 and 40 years old. And at the time I thought, I'm serious, because you were playing with all these random people and probably like fucking pedophiles. And I remember like thinking like I was a badass because I was on Mies when my mom was at work.
That is okay.
And when she would come home and I'd hear the door click and I'd get off real fast to cut the computer off and pretend like I was like doing laundry and shit. Like, girl, bye.
That's okay. So I love how like this just like, the conversation just went all over the place, but now it's like makes me think like, okay, let's think about this. Growing up, our generation, there was not as many like regulations and like privacy, and like there wasn't as much on the internet to like keep us safe, you know?
Yeah.
And now that like everything is heavily censored and whatnot, but back then, now that you said that, how you were like talking to older people, it really just like made me remember like Stickum. Do you remember Stickum? It's kind of like Omegle. It was like video chat rooms, but there was like you can go into like different chat rooms with like multiple people. You can make your own chat rooms and like invite your friends, and like it was a very public thing. Everyone could like join anybody's room, or you can make a whatever. But me and my friends would get on there, and like there was just always inappropriate stuff, and like we did inappropriate stuff on here, and we were like 13 years old, and I'm just like also like I just feel like back then there was just so much more out there to traumatize us.
Yeah, I feel like, do I think it's better that the internet is more censored? I do, but I do also feel like there are certain things that I just haven't really understood. Like as a creator, on Vine and stuff, we never had to worry about like our account getting deleted randomly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like stuff like that. Like my TikTok has accidentally deleted my account twice.
Same. Well, it wasn't accidental. But...
And then when they gave it back, they're like, oh, sorry, like there was no violation. So sorry about that. Like, that's weird to me because like I've been on the internet for 10 years and like I've never had a platform do that. It's just very awkward. So like, even like trying to explain that situation to somebody, it doesn't really make sense. And I feel like I was talking to somebody about this today. I feel like the only platform that for sure is like kind of set in stone and has kind of always been the same as Instagram.
No.
But they've gotten a little weird about their posts
recently.
Too.
Yeah, no, you can't. I remember I shared something on my story last year, and I literally first time I've ever got something like that, and they had said that my account was at risk of being deleted if I was continuing to violate. Oh, no. It wasn't my story. You know that picture I was like this with my nails on my face?
Yeah.
I had made the caption. It was around Halloween time. And I said, how about you come trick or treat this pussy? But I put the S's with the $.
Yeah.
Didn't even spell really pussy. And they took that down. I reposted it. But anyway.
You want to know what they took down on Princeton's page?
What?
I posted a picture of him, obviously. Well, Princeton did. He posted a picture of himself. No, so I was on Princeton's account and I posted a picture of him and I put the caption, shake its big fat booty. They removed it because I guess I said big fat booty and they thought I was bullying. So they took it down. And so I remember thinking, what the fuck? So actually, a few years ago, back in my Vine era, when I thought that I could do whatever the fuck I wanted, I would post like all kinds of shit on Instagram, like explicit shit I didn't give a fuck, and bathing suits and shorts with my ass hanging out. Like I didn't give a fuck. The pictures are still up. Go look for yourself. So anyways, there was a picture I posted. It was like in high-waisted shorts and like my butt cheeks were hanging out. Honestly, the picture was fucking fire. It was fire. And it did really well. It really did. I was looking very good. It got deleted, and they deleted my fucking Instagram because I guess it violated. I do remember that. And it was because I said something like, what I think about negative comments. And it was basically saying like, kiss my ass or some shit. And they took it down. I didn't get it back for like a week. And then they gave it back. And I was like, wow, thank you so much. So yeah, I guess you're right about that. I did forget about that. But I feel like it's harder.
TikTok is definitely
it's worse.
On bullshit.
Yeah,
always.
like Instagram, I feel like they're more
lenient.
That, and they're also more, if you were to email them or whatever, they're going to get back with you. TikTok is ran by robots. Like when I was doing research on it, it's actually robots that do this shit. Robots go and figure out, they filter out the whole app. So like people's accounts are getting accidentally deleted because what I'm assuming is, so when you're on somebody's video and it asks you to rate the video and then it has you do like a questionnaire or a review on the video, if somebody doesn't like us or they just simply, don't agree with us or don't like our content or whatever, or they're like, hey, I don't fucking like this video, they can put a bad review and then the robots are taking it as like we're doing something wrong and then they delete our account. There needs to be somebody managing the shit.
I want to know why that's even a thing. Like, okay, yeah. Censorship in this regard is shitty because like, ew, like we can't even say anything now, but like, I do see that all the time now on my For You page. If I don't engage with the video, like if I just like, cause sometimes I'll watch a video, but like, I don't know the person. I wasn't inspired by the video. I didn't think it was that funny. So, but I still watched it or I followed the person, whatever. And it'll ask me like, was this video, did you like this video? Did you not? Was it like, it'll ask you these things like, was it offensive or was it helpful?
The thing is though, no matter what you do, people are not going to like you. So like, there's people that follow you that don't like me. There's people that follow me that don't like you.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Like we're not going to ever have anybody in the world that says, hey, I just love these people. And like, not everybody's going to like the same person and that's fine. And I feel like TikTok is kind of trying to get it to where like majority of people like the same people. Otherwise you're off. And that's weird to me. Like Vine was never like that. There's so many different people and personalities. Like, there's even people that I follow that I don't really love their content. But I follow them because like they make content, obviously probably outside of their content, they're okay. But like, or like I saw that they followed me and I followed them back. Doesn't mean that I like their content though. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa. Like it just is what it is. I don't think that the review thing should be a thing. I can't tell you.
No, that needs to go away.
Yeah, people have told me all the time, like, why did TikTok just make me like rate and review your video? Like why is that a thing?
That's so weird. No, I hate that about the whole censoring. But like back in the day, bitch, there was just so much available, so much like nasty shit that we could easily like find accessible. And like that is so scary to think about. And I think that's why like a lot of us in our generation are fucked up going back to like the Low Anthony thing. Like I wonder if that even had anything to do with it. Like
it's just crazy, girl. But honestly, I love today's podcast. I feel like that was like my therapy session today for some reason.
Well, yeah, bitch, because you haven't been on in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. And so honestly, like the podcast is almost over.
Yeah.
We have 6 more episodes and then you're doing a podcast by yourself.
So, okay. Well, wow. Shit. Just ripped the Band-Aid off.
Right?
So
was I not supposed to do that?
That is, something that is potentially happening. Yes. It is. Yes, it is happening. So when we wrap up this season, the show will go on, but it will just be me. So I really want to make the most out of the time that we have together, the last few episodes, because I honestly like, we've not had like a perfect show, and like the reviews, we see them, and like there's a lot that needs to be done into this show, and like I've had a great time.
Me as well.
Learning more about each other. And like, I know like sharing with the world, like it's been helpful for our mental, well-being, and that's the thing. Like a lot of the reviews recently have been, oh, the show started out great. And now, they're not like, they feel like we're not invested in it anymore. But like,
I also want to say this though. Okay. And I'm going to try to say this in a way where it's not like, I'm not trying to make excuses for myself. Okay. But for example, you and me are in 2 different places in our life. Okay. And what I mean by that is I have 2 children. I have so much, I have so many projects that I'm working on at different times, and I have to get things in, all these things. And I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm in the process of trying to get a house soon. So there's a lot of things that I want to have established before I commit to something like this again, because I don't think I really enjoyed the show and I'm so grateful for it. But I think that I didn't put it first the way that I should have, but it wasn't because I didn't want to. I've just been super, super busy. So I learned from this experience, and I definitely want to, the next time that I move forward, I want to make sure that I am fully established so that I am fully prepared and able to commit 100%.
Yeah.
And I hope that people can understand and respect that, because I do have a lot going on.
But also you had we both had the best intentions when we started the show. But honestly, so I've always wanted to do a podcast, and the idea arose, and we went for it. Now, it was definitely something new for the both of us. It was something that you were up to try, but like never really thought too much about. But like we had a lot to talk about, so we figured, fuck yeah, let's do this podcast. We will be able to sit down and like share our stories, and like, hell yeah, it's gonna be easy 1 year every week. Like we won't be able to run out of things to talk about. And for the first, like, I would say probably like 20, 30-ish episodes, like we were on a roll. The feedback was incredible. We had so much to give you guys, so much to share, because there were just so many different facets of who we are. And now like we obviously haven't ran out of things to talk about, but like as far as like in the beginning of the show, like the motive of the show was to share with you, like the listeners, what it's like being a creator, our backstory, how we got to where we are. So it was like all in like a way to help people so they would feel inspired or feel like they're not alone. And now we've like ran out of some of those situations to talk about.
And then people are kind of just like losing interest. But also, a podcast is a lot of work.
It is.
And not only do you have to like put work into like the content, like this has to be done like every week by a certain day. Obviously you do ads throughout the show and stuff like that. And I don't know, when you told me the other day that the reviews were bad, it really just upset me, because I feel like I understand and like we hear you, but I feel like, are y'all understanding? Are y'all hearing us? You know what I'm saying? Not that they have to, but like,
well, I mean, at the end of the day, I here's the thing though. I hear you out and I hear the feedback out, because honestly, yes, we're both very busy, and like it does require us both being on the same page. It does require us to be available at the same time. Like, sure, but the listeners don't want to hear that, because at the end of the day, we both signed into this deal, and they're like, okay, well, regardless of what y'all got going on, like y'all could have, there's really no excuse. And like, not saying that we're making excuses, but like, it is what it is. But it's been a learning experience for the both of us. It's something we both had no experience in. So it's like,
and I think that also like you're gonna have like more fun also when you do it too. Because it's like you, and like, have you thought about like how you're going to do it, or you just really haven't thought about that?
I have a lot of ideas. There's going to be a total revision. I mean, I don't want to give too much like juice, because I don't want to like speak on things before they're like finalized, but it is in order for this to go through. I do have a lot of ideas. I want to have a lot of guests. I want to make sure that like the quality is top notch in comparison, because like we had a lot to talk about, but like, I mean, we're literally in your bedroom right now, and we're using this fucking shitty little microphone that we got at
there's a lot
Best Buy.
That's what I was telling Gavin. I said there's a lot of things that like I feel like we thought we were going to have,
right,
because we were told, and then we got into something, and then I can't say too much. And so it was just a lot of disappointment. And then you kind of just like, you're exhausted, and it sucks, because like, I do not like having to put in work and then like not really be 100% happy with it. And I really feel like if we don't really have all the what we feel like would have been the necessary resources to give you girls the show of our dreams. But again, it was a learning experience for us both. And like,
you know, there's always room for improvement. Like you're
Yeah.
gonna go on and we're still gonna create content. It's not like we're not gonna be friends. We're literally sisters.
Yeah, what?
So, but
I just think that, you know, you have more time and stuff like that. And at this point, like, I need to get things more established, you know?
yeah,
But
but
I'm super excited for you. I think that it's gonna be great, especially with the guests and all that other.
yeah, I am excited, but I am nervous because I mean, the solo episodes, like I do enjoy doing like solo episodes, but it is like even more difficult to maintain like my train of thought when I don't have like somebody to go back and
Yeah.
forth with. So definitely gonna have to get some guests on there, but we'll see. You'll get it when you get it, girls. I promise you, there's more coming. But thank you for tuning in and bear
We love
with
you
us. We
guys.
love you, girls. Hugs and kisses.